Hi and welcome to my Jamie Oliver inspired Arctic Yule log recipe. This recipe is basically butter pecan and pistachio ice cream with a Christmas berry sauce all wrapped up in a chocolate sponge. The day before, make the Christmas berry sauce. The recipe can be found on the Arctic Yule log page at kitchengadgetsandaccessories.com. Then measure out 100 grams of caster sugar and crack 3 eggs into a bowl. Whisk the eggs and the sugar together. Jamie's tip was just to get a bit of it and see if it was smooth, which I did, and it was, so it meant it was done. Then measure out 75 grams of plain flour. Then fold in your flour into the egg and sugar mixture. This is the first time that I've folded, so I hope I'm doing it right. And add 2 teaspoons of good quality cocoa powder into the mix. Jamie did say to fold this in, but I forgot and I stirred it by mistake. Then you need to get yourself some greaseproof paper, or as I've used here, Magic non-stick liner from Lakeland. It's got a Teflon coating, so it just means you don't have to use any butter on the sheet itself. As this was the first time I'd used the Magic liner, I just needed to cut it to size. Then add the sponge mix onto the greaseproof paper, like that. And then pop it in the oven for 15 minutes on gas mark 480 degrees. Whilst that's cooking, rub some butter all over some greaseproof paper. You want to cut a piece that's bigger than the sponge and sprinkle it with sugar as well. When the sponge is ready, just put it downside onto the greaseproof paper and pull off the greaseproof paper or the Magic liner as I've used on the back, and then roll it up whilst it's still warm. Once you've rolled it up, set it to one side and let it cool for half an hour. If you're using homemade ice cream, take it out of the freezer now so that it has time to soften up ready. Half an hour and roll the sponge. As you can see, I'm having difficulty with it here. Next time I'll put more butter on the greaseproof paper. Then add your Christmas berry sauce. You want 2 to 3 tablespoons. And then just smear it all over the sponge. Now this is the first time I've made this. Next time when I do it, I'm going to only put the filling up to here. See, when Jamie made this, it looked very elegant, but as you're going to see in a moment, it's going to get all messy for me. So as Jamie suggested, I seagulled with great difficulty the ice cream onto the sponge and just top the ice cream up with more Christmas sauce. Now, like I say, this is the first attempt of making this Arctic roll. I was having a bit of difficulty rolling it up, as you can see, and at this point I thought, oh my gosh, this isn't really going to work because I couldn't roll it up. So what I had to do was I had to scrape away the ice cream and the berries from the end like this. What a horrible mess. But at this point I thought I'd rather have a mess than no Arctic roll at all, so I just folded it back up itself like that and just got rid of the berries. Now at this stage I must admit I was starting to panic because I thought this thing is collapsing underneath this bit of greaseproof paper, so I just rolled it up quickly, tied the ends like a little Christmas cracker and put it in the freezer for 3 hours whilst I crossed my fingers. So after 3 hours I took it out of the freezer and held my breath as I unwrapped it, hoping to gosh that it had worked. And to my absolute delight, it actually had. I couldn't believe it. Everything was all lovely and formed in place. It wasn't falling apart at all. I just sprinkled on some icing sugar over the top and cut off the scruffy end as Jamie suggested. And then I had my Arctic Yule log, which I was very pleased with. I thought the taste was really nice, had all the lovely Christmassy flavours, but without the heaviness of a Christmas cake or a Christmas pudding. So I hope you've enjoyed the recipe. Thanks for watching, have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year.